It is excellent. If you have not seen it, what are you doing? What are you doing? Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 horror movies. Impossible to do. I don't even know that this top 5 is my top 5. I think I kind of have a top 3 for sure. And then just like a billion other ones. I just have to have shout outs to like 20 or so honorable mentions because horror is my favorite genre. I love horror movies. There's some thriller movies kind of wrapped up in there that are like sort of horror thriller. It's kind of, gray area. How do you exactly determine what it is? But the ones that I'll talk about are definitely have horror elements in them, so you could consider them to be horror. So a lot of the movies I'm going to talk about are newer. You're going to see. There's a few older ones, but this is not a list of that's going to include all the classic movies like The Shining and stuff, because, sorry, hot take, they're boring. Okay? Those movies are boring and not good. And, they're whatever. Yeah, The Shining is good, it's fine, but like, movies now, like the technical ability to make a movie, it's just better now. Everything looks better. It's shot better. The editing, I don't know about the editing, but like you know what I'm saying. I don't need to explain what I'm talking about because clearly I can't even put into words what I'm trying to say. But the quality of something you watch now versus the quality of something you watch in 1960, it's inarguably just better. So I don't know what else to say about that. And I'm going to leave out like franchises. So like Friday the 13th, I love that franchise. And that's an older one, but it's just the nostalgia of that. And just I love slashers. It's probably my favorite type of horror is slasher subgenre. But I'm not going to talk about those though, because there's like 4 million of them. And it's, you could have a list of like 3 or 4 movies from one franchise in the top 5. So I'm going to do a different video of top 5 horror franchises and kind of group those together as a whole instead of individual movies. So I'm going to exclude those from this list. But I guess right there, shout out to Friday the 13th because it's awesome. And I will for sure forget about some of these. There will be, like on my other top 5 videos, I'll leave stuff out. I'll forget. There's so many movies. I only have so much time to go look at stuff and put together a list. But for example, my top 5 80s movies, pissed that I left off Better Off Dead, John Cusack. Solid, classic, hilarious, awesome 80s movie. For sure in my top 5. And I'm pissed that I forgot about it. So that's going to happen. Probably going to forget about movies here. So here we go. Alright, this time I'm gonna count down. I think I don't really do an order. I just kind of throw movies out and say number 1, number 2, number 3, and start there. So I guess I'll try to count down from 5 to 1. So I guess I'll say number 5, Bone Tomahawk. Freaking awesome movie. And this one, I guess you could make the argument of thriller versus horror. And it's not even action-packed, filled with stuff. It's very good all the way throughout. It's engaging and interesting, but it's not a bunch of kills and a bunch of crazy stuff. There are kills, and it is gnarly. There is some gnarly, horrific things that take place in the movie. So yeah, Bone Tomahawk, super good. Kurt Russell, the man, love him. Matthew Fox from Lost, awesome. And then, man, I think his name's Patrick Wilson. Is that his name? He's great. He's in the Conjuring movies. He's in The Watchmen. He's in a bunch of stuff. He's a good actor. He's great. So awesome movie. You should check that out if you've not seen it. Number 4, The Hills Have Eyes. So this was one that could fall outside of both of these are the ones that could fall outside of the top 5. It's not it's whatever. I do really like these movies, so I just tossed them in there. But The Hills Have Eyes, something about that movie, and I'm talking about the newer one, not the old school one. Come on. Something about the like hero at the end being the like one you least suspect, the kind of like nerdy like husband of the girl who's like more seemingly the lead in the first half of the movie. Like you just don't expect this guy to like rise to the occasion and be the final girl of the movie, and then he's just getting his ass kicked at the end by all these like the monsters and stuff, and then he just like rises up and like jacks him up and gets through it and survives and makes it out. And I just love that. I love the like one man against the odds, like surviving. I know this movie's not one man against the odds, it's a whole family, but and I'm spoiling stuff, so yeah, I love that movie. It's a solid horror movie. All right, so these next three are like I can't describe how much I love these movies. So number 3, The Strangers, Pray at Night. So the rest of the Strangers movies are fine. They're good. They're definitely good movies, but this one, it hits all the right notes for me. The actors are excellent. Bill Pullman's son, Lewis Pullman, dude is better than his dad. Dude is so good. I'm loving seeing some of these like kids come out of actors. Like I've talked about Jack Quaid in a previous video, and he's killing it right now. But Lewis Pullman, man, he was in this show Outer Range on Prime, Amazon Prime. Very good show. Stupidly got canceled. I'm really pissed off about that because that was a really good show. He's in Salem's Lot remake on Max, which was very good. I don't think I have it on this list anywhere, so shout out right there to that movie. That was really good. But he's awesome. He's a really good actor. The way this movie uses like music as it like sets up like each kill, and it has these like awesome like music interludes, like, and the way they like pull it off, like, you know, it's like, oh, like the reason there's music playing in this scene is because they're like in the like gift shop of this. The whole thing takes place in this kind of like trailer parks, like this little like village of like around by a lake or whatever, and the like main office or whatever, like, oh, there's music playing there, so that's why there's music. And then like, oh, a car crashes and there's music playing from the speakers of the car, and it's awesome song choices, and it like is playing like while the like kill happens. It's just a rad use of music. I love how they pull that off in this movie, and it's just kind of like constant fear and action and a chase and trying to escape and survive. It's so good. I love that movie. I've watched it several times. I watch it every year at Halloween usually, so check that out. Number 2, Green Room. Whoo, so good, so awesome. This has an actor, Anton Yelkin. I don't ever know how to pronounce that, but he is the one I talked about a few videos ago in a movie called Rudderless that unfortunately passed away. I think he was killed while making a movie. I think he was like run over by a car while filming a movie. It's tragic. Tragically passed away. It was really sad. He's a very good actor. But this is like a group, a band that goes to play a show at this sketchy place, like out in the boonies, and turns out it's like a neo-Nazi like club, and they get like kind of holed up in the green room, like stuff starts popping off. The people there start to like something happens. I don't want to get into it and explain the whole story, but like they're having to try to like survive from these like crazy people trying to kill them, essentially. Awesome movie. Imogen Poots is in that, who is also a very, very awesome actor. She is in a bunch of stuff. Vivarium is a pretty cool movie that she was in. She was in that show Outer Range I mentioned with Lewis Pullman. Yeah, so just incredible movie, fun ride all the way through, and definitely check that out if you've not seen that. And number 1, I thought this might have been the case when I first saw the movie, and a couple years later, it has been confirmed. Straight up, my number 1 favorite horror movie right now of all time, Barbarian. Such an outstanding, incredible movie. Zach Cregger, a comedian from a sketch comedy show, and then goes on is in a scripted comedy show, wrecked, like just a comedy career. All of a sudden, switches gears, writes and directs this incredibly well done horror movie. Man, like the way it starts, what you're like getting into, you're like, oh, okay, I can get into this. This is rad. And then it just switches gears halfway through the movie and throws you into this story with Justin Long's character, and you're like, wait, what the heck? Like, and then it ties him back into the main story. Oh, it's so good. It's so well written. It's so the tension, the fear throughout the whole movie, the kind of monster that's in it is solid. There's one thing you could argue at the end that is kind of like, really, without spoiling it, I won't talk about it, but like, easily forgivable and not that bad considering how incredibly good the movie is. So, yeah, man, Barbarian, number one. I love that movie. It is excellent. If you have not seen it, what are you doing? What are you doing? Watch Barbarian. It's so good. And my boy, Bill, call him my boy, and then I can't remember his name. Bill Skarsgård, I believe. He's popping off as well right now. He's in like everything, especially horror movies. He was Pennywise the Clown in the It movies. I just saw a movie with him called Boy Kills World. So good. Very, very highly recommend that movie. That was a really fun movie. But he's in a ton of stuff right now, and he's in that movie because he's got to be in every horror movie and all the good ones. So, yeah, check that out. So that's my top 5, okay? Really difficult to narrow it down to a top 5. Like I said, my number 4 and 5 could easily get swapped out for any of these I'm going to run through, and try to run through these quick. I don't want this video to go too much longer, but I do want to mention some of the other movies that I love that are horror movies, so I'll just kind of run through. So the Collector, and then the sequel, The Collection. I was pissed they didn't make a third one, or at least that I ever saw. But The Collector was a really cool movie. Smile and Smile 2 were very good. Smile 2, straight up better than the first one. And, man, Naomi Scott kills it in that movie. Straight up killed it in that movie. I was impressed, and that movie was really good. Thinner, I loved that movie. I remember watching that a bunch of times in the 90s when I was young. When I was young. From Dusk Till Dawn, I loved that. I watched that a billion times in the 90s too. Freaking George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino. This is a whole thing. Hot take, hate him. Can't stand Quentin Tarantino. Every movie is the same dialogue because it's just him writing it, and it's nobody talks like that, and it's the same thing in every single movie, and I hate it. I can't stand the dialogue in Quentin Tarantino movies, so sorry. Ready or Not, this actually, man, I probably should have put that in my top 5. Sam Weaving, she's in another movie called Azrael that I just watched. It's awesome. The Babysitter, awesome. But Ready or Not, super rad, excellent kind of survival escape type of movie. The Fear Street trilogy on Netflix, surprising. That came out, and I'm like, this is going to be cheesy. It's going to be dumb. It's not. It's good. All 3 of the movies are good, especially the second one. The second one is like 80s summer camp vibe. And they're all like slasher movies. You should definitely watch that trilogy on Netflix if you have not seen any of those, if you like horror movies. Come to Daddy, Elijah Wood is in this movie, and this movie was very, very surprising. I would almost pop this up the list. This was a freaking, came out of nowhere, very solid movie. It's a little bit more of a thriller, I think, maybe, than horror, but definitely fits into horror category. Awesome movie. Check that one out. Revenge. Love this movie. I think this was the first movie on like Shudder. It was like Shudder original, like one of the big draws to get you into Shudder back in the day when it kind of first started. So the person who made this movie is the person who made The Substance, which also shout out to that movie. That movie was great. That was really popular this past year. That person, I can't remember her name, but she wrote and directed Revenge, and that movie is awesome. It also stars I can't remember her name right now, but she's like French or from somewhere. She's not American, but she's in like several horror movies. A Classic Horror Story on Netflix, that's a good one. She's in that. But Revenge is awesome. Like, woman against the odds, surviving, trying to survive, and then also get revenge on these people who left her for dead. The Ritual, pretty solid movie. Pretty crazy looking, gnarly monster that they create for this one. A lot of tension throughout the movie. So it's a little slow going, but not too bad. And then kind of gets crazy at the end. A Quiet Place 1 and 2, solid franchise. Well, solid 2 movies, and then the third one was, I don't even know why they made that the Day 1 movie. It wasn't very good, that stuff. But Quiet Place 2 is like borderline like masterpiece level, in my opinion. That movie was very solid. Summer of '84. It's a little bit more of a thriller mystery than horror, but I think it counts. And if you like Stranger Things and like the vibe of something set in the 80s with kids trying to like figure out a mystery, definitely watch Summer of '84. Very good movie. Us, Get Out, Nope. It's pretty good. I might have liked Us best out of those 3, but Get Out was probably the better one. Hereditary, very solid movie. It Follows, awesome. Shaun of the Dead, comedy, but solid, awesome zombie movie. Train to Busan, another very good zombie movie. The second one, super unrelated and felt like an action 80s movie. Also fun and good, but the first one is very, very good. I need to revisit that one. I only saw that the one time, but I need to check that one out again because it was up there with the best zombie movies out there, I think. Fright Night, and the remake wasn't bad either, but I loved Fright Night in the 80s, watched that around Halloween all the time, and watched the remake for the first time, Anton Yelchin in that, and it was decent, it was good. Totally Killer, very, very surprised, this is on Amazon Prime, very surprised how super fun movie, kind of funny, just a good feel, good slasher, good concept, interesting, unique concept and take on a slasher movie. The Thing, the old one and the new one, Joel Edgerton, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yeah, it was great. I thought the remake was good. And then I love her. I love like everything she's in. I love the movie or show she's in and her performance in, like, I'm a fan of her. 10 Cloverfield Lane, you could maybe count that as horror, but it's kind of like thriller or like you don't know what's going on. It's like tension. I love that movie. That, if you could count that as horror, that's for sure in my top 10 at least. So anyway, that's my top 5 horror movie list, along with 1,000 honorable mentions that I didn't want to leave off because they're just also very good. So almost kind of like a top 20 or so video, but there gives you a sense of my my type of horror movies that I like and the ones that I typically go back to and watch again and would recommend for you to check out. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and please comment. Let me know what your favorite horror movies are. Let me know if you like any of the ones that I talked about, if you think I'm an idiot for including the ones that I talked about, and just let me know your thoughts in general. So stay tuned. Until next time,